Boy,
The-
yeah, I remember.
yeah. All
Mhm.
right, guys. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen next week or at some point. I am going to do a breakdown of Gavin Newsom. It's interesting he switched his positions, but more to come on that. But tonight we are going to be talking about Andrew Tate and the Matrix. Andrew Tate was able to return to Florida this week. He touched down and he's gone already. He said, I have weeks to be here. They can do whatever they want, because Ron DeSantis, well, let's see how he welcomed him. He didn't really welcome him much, and we'll get into more why if you're not familiar with him. So let me play this clip on what Ron DeSantis had to say.
No involvement in that. I read about it through the media. Clearly, the federal government has jurisdiction, whether they want to rebuff his entry into the United States, and I have confidence that whether it's Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that they will be looking at that. I do know our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this.
Gee, I wonder why he's not welcome. Gray, what did you think about when Andrew Tate touched down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida last week?
As a Floridian, I mean, was kind of like shocked, but anybody that's against Ron DeSantis, I know Andrew Tate has a horrible resume, but if he's going against Ron DeSantis, I don't know. I might have to say, hey, Andrew Tate, go ahead and get him. Do what you got to do.
85, he was supposed to speak at a young Republican rally. I don't think that took place because of the protesting against him. Would you have attended such a event as a Republican?
Yeah, I mess with Andrew heavy. I just think, I think it's an ego thing, to be honest with you, between Ron and him. And I think Ron is on some troll BS because that's just he's trying to get points somewhere. I just see he's trying to get some points. But at the end of the day, he's the governor. Andrew's Andrew. It is what it is. So I respect it either way, but I still think it's an ego thing. I think it's like a tug of war going on.
Oh, okay. Well, for those of you who don't know who Andrew Tate is, I'm going to play this clip to remind everyone, and then I'll let J and K Dot respond. Um, yeah, Andrew Tate has a webcam business, and it's how he got his millions and millions of dollars. Let's watch this.
Is the most important girl. My first girl was so good, it was easy. So, Vivian here.
If you're new at this channel, I'm a cam model, and webcamming is what I do.
That's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia.
I'm from Slovakia.
We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. I moved her to England to be with me, to start doing my webcam company. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love.
I had lived with Andrew for years and years.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years.
So he's been with Vivian for 6 years, right?
Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21. And at this point, he's been a girlfriend for 6 years.
Vivian's younger.
It means that they met when she was 15 years old.
Yes, the woman he has been up, it was nothing but a sex play. Consensual.
My friend, take a look. Show everyone how pretty you are. Get on your knees and show everyone how pretty you are. Look at the camera. Show everyone how pretty you are. Show the camera your tattoo. What does it say?
Tate.
Why does it say Tate?
Because I'm his whore.
You are my whore.
I've been camming for the last 4 years. Next year is the 5th year. And I currently live in Bucharest, Romania.
Police have raided Andrew Tate's home in Romania, investigating allegations of human trafficking, the trafficking of minors.
Coming from somebody who lived with him for years, he is not a human trafficker.
I've got my main bitch, my bottom bitch, Vivian. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. If you don't have a webcam company, you need to look into it, because as soon as you have a couple girls in love with you, it's the fucking easiest money in the world. No, I take that back. It's not easy money. You've got to build it up, but once you get girls built up, then it's free money.
Jesus Christ. This is who conservatives are looking up to, folks. And I'm telling you, as a conservative, I'm ashamed and appalled. Jay, what's your thoughts? Is he guilty or is this all a sham and going after him?
I say if anyone's guilty of human trafficking, it's probably Andrew Tate. He openly admitted to getting young girls to fall in love with him to start camming. But like, I just will say, I think Andrew Tate is like not so much anymore because I feel like he's kind of fallen off, but he's just like spearheading the radicalization of young men into hating women and resenting women. Whenever anybody comments on like any of my videos and asks me like, and it's a question that just pops up a lot. It's like, dude, like, how do you like blah 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 talk to women blah blah? I'm like, the number one thing you should do is just watch Andrew Tate and do the opposite of that. Just do not do that. Do not be a fake alpha that just absolves yourself of any responsibility because all Andrew Tate's going to tell you, dude, you're fine. Women don't like you because they're gold diggers, or women don't like you because you don't have enough money. Women don't like you because anything but Andrew Tate absolves you of anything but you is the problem. And that's what I kind of hate about this fake alpha culture and all these fake alpha podcasters. Even Joe Rogan's kind of drifted that way lately. And that's just my problem with you radicalize young men basically to hate women because they start to resent them because, oh, like instead of working on themselves just to become an overall better person, like, well, I'm fine, you're just a gold digger, you know, or you're just like this specific thing that I don't have. And that's just what bugs me about the whole like fake alpha culture, like Andrew Tate.
Gray, what's your thoughts?
Fun fact: me and Ron DeSantis went to the exact same high school, but he was there obviously way before me. I think Andrew Tate is just wild. I mean, I agree with Jay because I've heard young guys personally go down the rabbit hole, listen to Andrew Tate, especially if they're having a problem with women. And I've said this before. This is why we have like I forgot what the incel guys. These guys,
it's bad.
Those guys, then they go commit violence on women because they can't get the women that they want.
Hey, Dot. Does Andrew Tate have a future in politics? Is it the Matrix after him? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, we got a 34-time convicted felon who's been also found liable for sexual assault sitting in the White House right now. He's a pig. He's gross. And that's just Donald Trump. I'll talk about Andrew Tate now.
I knew you were talking about Trump the whole time.
Yeah.
So, I knew you were.
If America has any soul left, he will never touch an actual office.
I don't know if we do.
I don't know if anyone's dumb unless he makes a big swing.
If Trump can win, Tate can win. I'm sorry, that's just the God's honest truth.
I don't think so.
That is the truth.
Tate is not that liked. Trump has been around for a long time. He had a lot of pull, a lot of sway, a lot of cultural relevance. And that's why he was scary. He made big waves out of nowhere in 2016 when he first ran. Like, you know what I mean? He got that pull. I don't think Tate has that pull. He's very gross. He's super involved in a situation that like they couldn't even tie Trump to. They couldn't even tie Trump to with his legal issues. So Trump was able to skate by. I don't think Andrew Tate has that much. There's not a PR team in the world that can make that spin. And if he does, I'm officially moving to Mexico.
Canadian.
Yeah, you can have my citizenship. If Andrew Tate ever holds office, I'm letting my citizenship
go. I don't think it'll be here, guys. He's trying to get it in UK, to be clear. He has dual citizenship between here and the UK, which is why he was able to touch down and land here. I want to play this clip where he responds to the video that I just played. Let me play it, and then I'll have 85 go first because I know he's probably the only one that's going to defend him tonight. Here we go.
Girl, when you know the what do you call it, the belt, that when you got kicked off of Big Brother or whatever it was in 2016, but that video is from 2012. 10 years ago, he's 25.
Tell me you love me. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. You message one other guy ever again, whether we're together or not. You understand me? Do you understand me? Say it then. Say I understand. Say it like you.
You know, a extreme method of sexual,
Consensual sex.
Consensual sex that, you know, it is what it is. The video with him and his girl when, you know, the what do you call it? The belt.
Yeah.
All right, 85. How you defend it? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, first off, I don't condone any PDFs. That I don't do. What I like about Andrew Tate is the confidence. One thing, you know, this internet thing is crazy because a lot of people, you know, they gravitate to it. They believe a lot of things on the internet. Andrew Tate was one of those dudes that just kind of like shocked me as I was learning about personalities and what guys are doing to make money on the internet. And it was to a point where I just thought he was just a guy just trying to be motivational. Never really looked into him or nothing like that. This is new as opposed to coming out now. So that leads me to believe, yes, it's something regarding the deep state, something regarding the matrix. So somebody doesn't want him to win for a reason. So that's when this information starts to come out. It happens a lot of times in politics. It's like one moment they're on top, the next moment they used to smoke crack. It just happens that way. And I don't know why, but somebody always finds dirt. So at this time, I just feel like that's a situation that he's dealing with. And he's going to have to figure out a way to make it happen, or he ain't going to get nowhere in politics. But as opposed to judging him, I can't judge nobody because they would have been brought this up a long time ago.
Well, it's funny you say that. This is a clip of Candace Owens defending him. She did a emergency stream the night that they started coming out against him.
Well, it's not Christian, it's not this, he's a bad guy. And suddenly everybody wanted to look into Andrew Tate. That I watched that happen live, okay? So any person who would like to debate me on that, who is a neocon, who is pretending that they've held these perspectives about Andrew Tate forever, since the investigations began, please, I invite you to have that conversation with me because you're all lying, okay? Let's not dress this up as something that it isn't. This is about Andrew Tate saying something that you don't want him to.
So part of why they're saying that the deep state's after him is his harsh. I will say this, he was one of the first celebrities or people of influence to come out in support of Gaza. So they're trying to say because he's a Muslim now, because he supported Gaza, that's the reason why. Jay, what's your thoughts? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
Do you guys ever and I'm just genuine question, ever just think for a second, maybe the deep state thing, maybe these people are just bad. Maybe they're just bad people and
Two things
everything
can be
is true. And you're just bad people and not necessarily everyone's always out to get someone. I genuinely just think Andrew Tate is a sadist, very clearly. He's a sadistic person. He's a sadist and he exploits people to make money. And I think it's just simple. It's not complicated. It's not a deep state. It's not a conspiracy. He's just a bad person. And he is a bad person that got rich and used his money to do more bad things to make more money. That's why he went to Eastern Europe, where the girls are notoriously preyed upon to do adult videos and to do camming. Eastern Europe is almost ground zero for it. That's why he went there from the UK. Did he physically force girls onto a plane and get them to Romania? Probably not, but that's not what necessarily trafficking is. Trafficking is using any sort of coercion to get people from one place to another to exploit them for something. And did he probably do that? Absolutely. And to doubt it is probably you just haven't paid attention at all.
Yeah, and let me play this clip where they go into detail about how he defended Gaza, and then I'll have K-Dot respond next.
I never supported DeSantis for president. I just saw right through him. It was very obvious to me that he was not his own man, which is to say that he moves according to what his donors want. And because every single person that I don't respect, meaning the neocons who have never supported Trump, got behind DeSantis and were passionate about him or fighting for him, made me go, you know what, that's a man that I can't trust. I don't know who's running that campaign or who's running his ideas, but it's not Ron DeSantis, okay? Yeah. And so what I think happened was as soon as you landed, because we saw it happening live on X, neocons were saying crazy stuff. They were saying deport him. I'm like, what do you mean deport? We didn't even deport Jeffrey Epstein, and he got like convicted of crimes. By the way, I should mention in Florida, when he just got house arrest for actually crimes against
Epstein
minors.
is a
That all happened
citizen.
in the state of Florida. And I have never seen that same group
Candace
of
Owens is a
neocons
moron.
radically speaking about Jeffrey Epstein.
She's a
Nothing.
mess.
They're silent about all those matters, but they freak out about you. I saw it happening live. And then now you're telling me that as soon as you landed in the state of Florida as an American citizen, the state rolled up and seized your electronics. Under what pretext? What did they say to you?
Well, exactly right. It's kind of it's very, very interesting. They fear me so heavily. They talk about me like I am the devil incarnate, and I've never been convicted of any crime anywhere on the planet ever. They fear me because of my political power. They fear me because I can galvanize the masculine youth in any direction that I believe fit. And I serve our commander in chief. I believe in all of the prepositions of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump believes Byron is going to be a better governor of Florida than DeSantis' wife, I'm likely going to agree with him. And I guess that's why they decided to attack me. When I landed, the customs officers sat there and said, we have to go through all of your phones and all of your laptops. And I said, why?
Oh man, poor Andrew Tate.
God forbid.
Oh man, poor guy. So just to give you backstory, Kate, out before you answer, her husband is good friends with Andrew Tate. This is where this is going back to. Who knows? Birds of a feather flock together. Maybe she's worried the husband's next, especially since she's going after Macron and his wife or husband, whatever. Anyways, what's your thoughts on the things that she's saying and being a conservative and defending this creep?
Exactly as you said, she's a conservative. She's defending the very things that they yelled and screamed about and projected onto the Democrats for years. He's hurting children. He's like you saw in the video prior. It was 15 years old with that girl Vivian, I believe her name is. I don't know what her angle is in protecting a man who would exploit women for crimes that they would say the deep state are committing constantly. She's a pusher of that ideology, right? She dabbles in those conspiracy theories about these things, and to do this total flip to protect Andrew Tate, I don't know it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what she's scared of, what she's worried about. I don't like this whole. I don't know how much she paid her to give him this positive PR. But again, I don't think it does anything for him because he's guilty of these crimes. He's admitted it multiple times, and I hope they just lock his ass away because he is in fact a monster. And I don't know else. I don't know how to put it up. He's just a bad person. He is the devil incarnate, like he said. So,
Can I say as a question about